Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Trip Around Multiverse with your host, the man who possibly invented a whole scenario in my head, and you're watching it from my perspective, Kyle Charles, and
And the wannabe knockoff Joker, who is the Crow for some reason. See what John.
and today we are doing an entertainment roundup because see, I wasn't here for Wrestlemania, so we thought, hey, it's a new month, April, and we're gonna talk about just entertainment-y sort of stuff that's come up recently.
Yeah, stuff that's come out between what some March, April-ish.
Yeah.
Such as so the new Crow trailer. What do you think of that?
It was okay. Like it wasn't nothing special to like. I think I've said this before.
Yeah.
The Crow's cool for everything. They're like the original, but it doesn't have like a huge impact in my life or anything. So
Right.
it was okay, cool. A trailer, all right, for a film that will be this generation's Crow. I guess it doesn't really.
Well, I mean, like personally, I know we try to watch most comic book films, right?
Mm.
Even if they're terrible, like Madam Web, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think both of us believe that Craven's not going to be good, anyways, right?
Yeah.
But this, I feel like I'm going to give it a miss in cinema because the one watching is this Eric Draven looks like the Jared Leto Joker from the DCEU, and the way that that visualization looks like a character who would be killing a guy who would become the Crow, not the Crow himself. He's already They're already working against the grain here.
Yeah, well, I get that, but you kind of have to sort of change it because
I don't mind if they weren't using the Eric Draven character because we know what he's about, right? And I don't know if they think, okay, so we try to involve with different characters.
Yeah.
And the movie flopped. Those movies flopped because those movies weren't good. That's what it was, right? Not because people recognize the character and go, hey, I'll watch a movie. Is this character? Because you would think that maybe that's a continuation.
Yeah.
Because if what they'd want to do is somehow the Eric Draven character is still around, then you could do like Top Gun, a 30-year plus sequel. No, not 30. Yeah. But it just doesn't. I see in the trailers they're trying to expand the fantasy mythology of that what do you call it?
Oh.
Well, no, but like the underworld sort of section,
Oh,
Not
yeah.
The when he's come back to Earth or his revenge bit like that. It's just that there's the mythology part of it. Which is cool.
Yeah.
But it doesn't jive with what I'm getting on the other side of the equation when he is alive. So yeah, I don't know. That bit's intrigues me, but the rest of it is like I don't know. There is I believe there's a comic book called Lazarus, which does have a rapper, right? Which this guy looks like he is. Well, not looks like he is. I think from the trailers, he's not a rock star. He's a rapper or something, right?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that vibe, or did you not get that vibe?
I was just like, it's another film. I mean, I didn't get like.
Okay.
I don't know. I didn't get much from it, if I'm honest. Like, I'll see it because, again,
I could be wrong.
I have no connection.
I could be wrong, but I got the vibe that he was a white rapper style character. Okay.
More than likely.
A John Cena, and I'm joking. A Vanilla Ice, even.
Yeah.
Okay. No, but I'm just joking about that as well. I think he's kind of more Eminem, if anything.
Yeah.
However, there's this comic book called Crow Lazarus where he's a rapper. I haven't read it, so I don't know if he's white or black rapper. I don't really think it matters in the end, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going to do that, you can just adapt that guy, because his stage name was Lazarus, I believe. Bam. You've got your thing there. You can just take the title and start changing certain other things.
Yeah.
But I think for something that's more recognized, like the first movie, and then you just completely change everything too much, I think people start thinking, all right, it's just a remake of this, but kind of not. We're not familiar with it,
Yeah.
So it's like for me, it puts some people off it. I, what you don't think you're gonna see it in cinema, or does it intrigue you, or are you gonna wait and see in case another trailer comes out and you have a second look at it?
I'll probably, I don't know. I might see it in the cinema. I might not. Like,
Yeah.
just to probably see how it is. But
Okay.
I don't know. Like I said, me personally, from what I think I've seen the original Crow like twice probably.
Okay.
And
okay.
Besides, because it sounds really controversial, or whatever. Besides, like Brandon Crow being in it and he dying during the filming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing really stands out from that film to me. It's like I don't sort of get the hype of it.
I mean, look, hey, I get it. It's not your vibe, and it does it. I don't say it doesn't appeal to your sensibilities, but like, hey, look, people can not like some things that other people can like. That's fine, right?
Of course, yeah.
But so you're looking at it from what I'm looking at this trailer from a neutral perspective, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
I got a bias, yes, because I like the first film. I like the aesthetics. I like the look of it, everything like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't appeal to me to watch this. And you're saying from a more neutral perspective, you'll give it you give it a bit more of a chance.
Yeah, I'll give it a bit more of a chance
until something tweaks your interest to the left or right direction.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wait for a second trailer before I make a final decision, but I'm skewing on a bit of towards the negative at the moment, just by the look of the film.
Like, in my personal opinion, like they should have stopped making the Crow films from the first one. Like, just leave it as that, you know. Like,
well, you know what? They made 3 movies and a TV series, which was neutered. Yes. If they made a TV series to I want to say the level of Daredevil / Punisher, you know, that sort of level of violence, because that's what you're kind of after. And darkness, yeah, but not like a CW style TV show, which is completely the opposite of what the Crow is kind of about. I'd like to see them try to put. Oh, no, I said I was going to say. I'd like to see them pull up a Blade TV series in that sort of CW vibe, but they did actually, and they didn't do well.
You know what? I've actually watched that Blade series, and
I have as well.
For life me, I don't remember anything from it. I don't remember nothing.
All I know is that Blade was not Wesley Snipes. No. So that's it.
I don't remember anything about it whatsoever. And
so speaking of the next, the next trailer that we watched was Joker 2.
Yep.
With what was the subtitle? Do a fillet or something? I can't remember.
Something in French. I don't know. I feel French, so I don't remember. This trailer. You haven't seen the first one, have you?
No, I haven't.
First Joker, no. Because I like the first Joker film. Like, I can see some of the criticism in it. How people saying it's kind of glorifying whatever. I personally
mental health issues and all that stuff.
Yeah. Personally, I don't kind of see it. I kind of see it's showing that mental health issues is actually a thing, because, you know, until like lockdown and stuff like that, people kind of shied away from it.
Yeah.
So I kind of enjoyed it. Like, yeah, cool. Some of the mythology in it is a bit sketchy, if I'm honest.
I will say this from what I've been reading and seeing on the trailers, and I haven't watched the film like you're saying, right? It's Joker in. It was not even Joker in name. No, because he's Arthur Fleck. He's not Jack Napier or whatever, or Joker, as some of the other names are. You know, none of that. Right? It's just a wholly original character in the Bat universe. Well, not even it. Kind of in the Bat universe, because Bruce Wayne's in it and Thomas Wayne's in it.
Yeah.
But it's just a guy transplanted there. It's not even like Gotham, where it's Jeremiah Valeska or Jerome Valeska and stuff like that, and it happens before Batman was Batman. It's just like, nah, we're just... so it doesn't appeal to me to watch it, because it's not really a Joker. It's not really like an original story of Joker, for example.
But in a way, it can be.
Yeah.
If you watch it, like, it kind of...
It's not that Joker. It is a Joker. If you know what I mean.
Like, there's a bit where how it sort of ends and stuff like that. It's like, okay, you can see it as he inspires the Joker to come. Yeah. So I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. And this trailer, I'm quite intrigued by this film. So I got the feeling from this film that, again, it's all in his head.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Harley Quinn's actually a real person. She's a figment of his imagination.
By the way, you don't have to worry about spoilers. I know enough of the previous Joker films that you know one of the characters is all in his head as well. So this could be like you say, they could duplicate that, but I hope they don't to that level where it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because then you've seen the same film twice by the exact same people. It's not as if, for example,
It's a different.
it's a different. It's a society call that's a different film.
Yeah.
Because some people, like when you get sequels that aren't sequels to that film, but they could be.
Yeah.
I don't want them to take this hard. I think actually Lady Gaga's well cast for some reason.
Yeah.
I feel like she'd do a good job, right, playing that sort of character. And that's just probably by all the stereotypical stuff we think of her when we do that, when we see her. But I think she'll pull it off. I don't know if she's playing Harley Quinn, because there is Joker and Harley in the trailers.
Yeah.
Or she's just gonna be cool Harley, and maybe not Harley Quinzel, as this dude is, Arthur Fleck.
Yeah, that's what I think. Like, maybe it's in his head.
Yeah. So I don't know. If I'm going to watch it or not watch it, and strange enough, Lady Gaga intrigues me to watch it. I will say that. But that means I'll have to watch the first film at some point before I get to the second, and I'm not intrigued enough to go and search that out at the moment. Maybe something will happen, like for example, a second trailer come out, and maybe you think, okay, you know what? I'll go and look for that, and then I'll watch it.
Yeah. Well, you could always watch the second one in installments if that makes sense. Like, watch a bit.
Yeah. I actually, as I did, and I'll probably we'll get to it in a minute, but I watched Top Gun Maverick first, and then Top Gun.
Okay, I haven't seen either.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll get. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I'll let you finish speaking about the Joker if you've got any other comments.
Oh no, I'm just intrigued to see that, and
yeah. I don't think the trailer gives too much away, which is good, right?
Yeah, which is good,
at some point he will see Harley Quinn and whatever happens. But like you say, you don't know if she's going to be a real figment of his imagination or how that works, which is good, yeah?
Yeah.
I think the Crow trailer kind of doesn't give you too much to know about the Crow either.
No.
Except that we do know, because there's only one way, like, he's going to die and he's going to come back.
Yeah.
And we know what's going to happen when he comes back, but it's all the stuff that's not related to the revenge part of the story is what we don't know about.
Yeah. But
by the way, did go on, sorry.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, do you know about how many the Crow remakes they were doing before this one?
Yeah, wasn't one where like Bradley Cooper was attached and then someone else was attached and then...
Okay, so there was Bradley Cooper, Tom Hiddleston. Not in this order, I don't think. Tom Hiddleston. I think he could have looked like the Brandley Eric Draven one. So Luke Evans, yeah. But if they did it with Luke Evans, I was hoping that they would do it like. So, like, obviously, the Eric Draven character is straight here, but if Luke Evans, he's a gay actor, so maybe they'll change it up and like do something like that. I'm not saying necessarily do it for like his male lover or whatever like that, but just change it up something like that, because you got a guy in there who's I want to say flexible, but he can go in that direction.
Yeah.
They had Jason Momoa, and then you're like, yeah, but
really?
Yeah, and there's footage of Jason Momoa with the makeup and stuff like that, like actual test footage. But he looks. Jason Momoa looks like a brute. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You wouldn't really. I mean, say you wouldn't really mess with that guy. But let's just say you see Jason, you beat up, you smacked up Jason Momoa's girl, yeah, and you see Jason Momoa just charging at you. You'd be like, nah,
yeah,
man, get the guns, because he's gonna murder me if I don't murder him.
I'm trying to think, would he even work as a Crow? No.
Well, Jason Momoa might work as a bad guy.
Yeah,
rather than Crow himself, because he can be super flamboyant, as we've seen in Fast and Furious 10.
Yeah,
and he looks like the big type of guy that you'd be as an M-boss. Yeah. So as you know, I was on holiday, and I saw A lot of films on the plane, by the way, because I had a lot of time. 12-hour flights. Yeah, 14-hour flights actually.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I watched. I'll go through a couple of films that I did watch, and I don't know if you've seen them, right?
All right. Yeah. Sure.
Like we said, Top Gun,
Yep.
Maverick.
Yeah.
And you know how much money that made? That made a quite a
crap
lot of money.
ton.
So I was,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was like, okay, let me watch this film, see why it's got so much box office numbers. It's all right, actually. It's not terrible. It's not amazing either, right?
Yeah.
But it's I want to say this is an adventure film. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty decent watch. And as a 30-year plus sequel to the previous film,
Yeah.
they do enough to callbacks there that you're like, all right, yeah, I can see how it is. Because you'd think 30 years they could just not pretend the first film didn't happen, but then they just reference anything, really.
Because what I kind of noticed, like, I know people, if you have like a huge connection to the original, then you'll love like Top Gun Maverick. But like you, I think I've probably seen Top Gun when I was like a child, like a proper child, and I remember nothing from it whatsoever. So I don't have that weird, not to say weird, exactly. I don't have that emotional connection. We're like, oh yeah, Top Gun's great. I'm gonna watch the 30-year sequel.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you know about the homoerotic undertones that are.
Oh yeah, I know about that. Yeah, I know about all that.
So I just had to watch it.
Yeah.
After Top Gun Maverick, I just had to watch it because I was like, this film plays it pretty straight in both ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick, if you just minus the scenes with the female character Charlie, right? Then it's a Val Kilmer, Tom Cruise love story, 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like, because it was, because it's like they didn't mean to do that, so they threw that character in, the female character in, so it didn't go in that direction. But I'm like, nowadays, I've thrown the 80s, they sometimes film stuff, and then when you watch it back, you're like, oh man, this is so inadvertent, right?
Yeah.
But if Top Gun was done nowadays, they'd probably just follow through. They just leave it as ambiguous as possible if they don't want it to go full on.
Yeah.
There's lines in there where like at the end of the film where Tom Cruise saves Val Kilmer with his shooting down the enemy or something, and Val Kilmer goes, you could be my wingman any day. And then Tom Cruise goes, hugs him and goes, no, you could be mine. I'm like, wow, that's just them accepting their partnership, right?
Yeah.
You know? And then there's bits where they're in the locker room all topless, like kind of having a lover's tiff sort of things. And I'm like, yeah, this movie, I get it. I get why they say all the stuff they say. Because even the lines are, I don't want to say they're double entrees, right? Because they're not.
No,
well, they're not.
No.
They are, but they're not delivered in the way they're deliberately nudge, wink, wink. Which, by the way, also intrigues me. I haven't seen it because I do like my slasher films, right? But for some reason, I have not seen Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And that also has the same tones as Top Gun.
Yeah, I heard about that. And is it like one character in there who's closeted or something? And then
yes, something like that. They, I don't know if he is or isn't, but they don't really reference it and they don't really say it, right? I think it's the main character, the dude, because he survives, but usually in these films, it's the final girls that survives. Yeah. So, and there's certain other bits and pieces that make you think this guy could be, not a straight white guy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
For some reason I've not seen it yet. I do want to check it out because there are films. I swear, there are films in the 80s, right, where they're just like, we can't say it.
Yeah.
Or we can imply it.
Yeah, we can.
And then we can deny it.
Yeah. Which happened a lot.
And then, and then if they remade now, they'd just be like, well, you know what, culture's changed. We can do it now. We couldn't do it then.
Yeah.
Because it went through or whatever it is.
Yeah. Because like prime example of that is, if you want to go to like comic book stuff, is the Mystique Nightcrawler mum dad thing. Yeah.
Yeah. With Destiny.
Yeah. Recently got retcon and all that stuff. Yeah.
Where Mystique, was the mother of Nightcrawler because Azazel was his dad, right?
Yep.
Was because it's not now.
No.
Have you read that issue, by the way?
No, I haven't read it yet.
I was going to ask you to clear up for me, but what we do know is that Mystique turned into a man.
Yep.
And slipped with Destiny.
Yeah.
And then we got Nightcrawler.
And somehow, how they've kind of explained it is, from what I remember, but when I read it, I will clear this up. Yeah. That technically, Azazel still is his dad in a way because she changed herself to be him.
Yes.
Yeah. Something in now that, oh, okay, I kind of understand. So,
I think she kind of, I would say, though
yeah.
Did she mimic his visage and they did the dirty with Destiny? Yeah, but then why would you turn into, like, unless Destiny has a thing for Azazel, but Destiny's blind, so that makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, that's why I need to read it to kind of understand it.
Yeah, it's like, let me just transform into someone else, right? To hook up with you.
Yeah.
When I can just transform into the male version of myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I want to say whatever, but we'll have to read those particular bits to work it out first.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, and then so yeah, the lots of 80s stuff is like that, yeah. Where like, oh, okay. I
would say maybe check out Top Gun Maverick. You don't even have to check out the first one.
No. I probably will check out.
Unless you want to see how they managed to film something in the 80s where they're like, no, I swear this guy's straight because look, there's a girl here. And then you see everything else and you're like, nah, he ain't. He ain't.
The thing is, like, I don't know if I could watch that. Like, there's only certain things from the 80s I can like watch at this moment in my life. Like, I kind of like, I think it might be something to do with like having a short attention span or whatever, but things like that from the 80s, if I'm not in within 5 minutes of it, I just blank out.
Well, you know what I mean. That's fair enough because that sometimes happens with all sorts of. 5 minutes sounds a bit short, by the way, because by the time it hits
longer, but yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah.
If something draws your attention to watch it, you'll watch it, right?
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. Sometimes some films that I've started watching and they're terrible, and I just sit all the way through it because I have to know how it ends.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'd be like, no, I'd been going to switch off out for a while. I'm just like, right. I torture myself sometimes, right? Yeah. Some things, like Top Gun moves decently swiftly, right?
Yeah.
But like you say, sometimes it's the era that the movie's made and I don't say the age against it, but let's just say some cool 70s films, like where the films that inspired, but kind of were in the vein of Captain America with soldiers. So I don't know if you've seen.
The spy thriller sort of things.
Yeah. All the President's Men, it was one of them, and I can't remember the other one. Was it Marathon Man? I can't remember. But I watched both of them.
Yeah.
Just so, I get the vibe, and I'm like, oh yeah, but they're not action adventure films. They're more like they don't have the fight style that Captain America has, but they're in that sort of tone.
Yeah. See, something like that I probably could watch. Yeah.
If there's, I want to say if there's a reason to watch it or something. I don't mind even when saying most films back in those times would be solved if you have a mobile phone, right?
Yeah.
Because you could then film stuff, or you could make the phone calls to do whatever,
Yeah.
So I don't mind that, but it's like you say, sometimes something is just really. You seen The Bourne Identity?
I think. I've seen
the Matt Damon ones.
Yeah, have I seen them? I'm pretty sure I have.
All right, I've seen the ones from the late '80s. There's two-part TV movie with what's his name? The guy who did Consolidated Mind, Richard Chamberlain.
Okay, didn't know that.
Which is more book accurate.
Yeah.
Than the Matt Damon ones, right?
Yeah.
But they have none of the stuff that the Matt Damon, like action orientated style, is none of that. Yeah. But I sat through and watched it because I was like, oh, you know what, this is more like the book, right?
Yeah.
None of let's say the Matt Damon ones just are not like the book, and not in a they take a main story point and just erase it.
Yeah.
in the Matt Damon versions. So it's just like, okay, who's the guy he's going after?
Yeah.
Anyways, but yeah, I might say check out Top Gun Maverick because I think you it has something. It has the beginning. I'll probably get you intrigued to see how the rest of the film works out.
Yeah, because like everyone's heard about it. I'm like, yeah, I want to. I watch it, but I don't know. I just get around to actually doing it. So that's gonna be on my list.
Yeah.
I'll add that to the list.
And you may, like I did, watch original Top Gun afterwards.
Yeah.
But you also may not. So you'll see. You'll see. Okay, yeah. I watched the John Cena film Freelance.
Oh, is that one? It's an Amazon Prime film, isn't it? I think you can watch it on Amazon Prime. It's where he's like some mercenary or something, and he's helping Alison Brie do something. Yeah.
Yes. Because John Cena did a film with Jackie Chan as well, but that wasn't the one there. And I was intrigued to see how that worked out because John Cena obviously doing wrestling.
Yeah.
I wonder how the choreography would work, considering he would be capable. But then Jackie Chan isn't at. Jackie Chan is no longer Jackie Chan at his peak.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Not anymore.
Yeah. So that was quite fun.
Okay.
I want to say it's a bit Marine-ish, but it's not. John Cena's more John Cena than John Cena in the Marine.
Okay. Yeah, because John Cena in the Marine is.
He's not John Cena.
No. He's a different person.
But not. Now John Cena knows exactly what his persona is.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
And it is John Cena, really.
So, like,
I think it'd be. Go on.
No, go on.
I think you would enjoy it because you know what you're in for.
Yeah, I was actually going to ask, like, would you recommend it? But okay, all right.
I reckon it. I recommend it to. I'm going to say us as wrestling fans because but there's some films with wrestling in it that are straight up terrible. So that's not necessarily the pull, right? But seeing as John Cena has been in Peacemaker and all these other things that you've seen him in, right?
Yeah.
Like in Fast and Furious 10, where he is John Cena, and even in Blockers or Cop Blockers or whatever.
Yeah. Blockers. Yeah.
You know his persona. You know his screen persona. You know he can do action. Yeah, it's a mid-budget film. I would say it's not spectacular.
Yeah.
The money they put in it, but it's decent fun.
Okay.
I recommend it more for John Cena.
Yeah.
Than the quality of the film that it is.
Yeah, because I've heard. Well, I heard that it wasn't that great, but then it was not from reliable sources. Like, so I was like, oh, okay. Alright. I think it might be IGN. And IGN, they review things weird, so I was like,
yeah. Really. I will say, like, look, you'll enjoy it because you wrestling John Cena and stuff like that, right?
I love that guy. Yeah.
I found it for the fun that it was, and I enjoyed it as I was watching it. I was entertained. I wasn't like, I'll switch this movie off. Just get away from me, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I also watched Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah.
Which was actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good film.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. When I went to New York in November, I saw it on the plane then. Yeah.
Yeah. I've heard it was going to be that review-wise, it was pretty good, so I was intrigued to watch it. I've seen Dungeons and Dragons way back in the day in the 90s, that film with
Jimmy Olsen
Marlon
from
Wayans. Yes.
Yeah.
Justin Whalen and Marlon and Jeremy Irons. Terrible.
Yeah,
I thought it was Dungeons and Dragons based on the cartoon Dungeons and Dragons, not the actual game. Yeah. So when I saw that, and I was like, these guys aren't the guys from the cartoon. I was like, whatever, right? But it then ended up not being good anyways, so that doesn't matter.
So you didn't really lose that, did you?
This was pretty good, and I will say at the very end of it, I'm not sure if you recognise, there are people dressed as characters from the cartoon within it in the final.
Yeah, and the little escape bit when they're running. Not the Minotaur, whatever they're fighting that beast or whatever. Yeah.
What was funny was though, I was like, they got cartoon accurate costumes and they're colourful, but no one else is wearing stuff like that.
No, that's why you notice the show. Like, that's clever.
Yeah, I think they should have punched. I think they should have punched up some of the colours in the costumes, make it a bit more bright, so those guys fit in when they're there. However, maybe like you're saying, they wanted you to deliberately have your eyes drawn to them in their cameos. And so made them stand out. Yeah. When you were going into it, by the way, did you think this was going to be any good, or did you like when you're watching trailers for this? What did you think? And then going into it, what did you think?
From the trailers, it looked, because I saw a few of the trailers. Because initially I was like, oh, it's a film that I'm not too bothered about, so I'll watch. If the trailer's on, I won't leave the screen or whatever. And it kind of intrigued me. And then I was meant to see it with my parents when it came out in the cinema, but I didn't end up going with them. They saw it and they really enjoyed it. So then when I went to go and see it, it was out of the cinema by that time. I was like, crap. So going in to see it and on the plane, I was like, you know what? Yeah, man, no, let's. I reckon it should be good. And it was. Even though I fell asleep a couple of times. That's not because of the film, it's because of the plane.
Yeah.
So I rewind it back and stuff like that. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really, really enjoyed it.
I will say, I mean, the vibe of the trailer gave you the vibe of the films, and Chris Pine, he kind of he's done roles where you're like, okay, Chris Pine acting like Chris Pine, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it suits the story, and sometimes it doesn't.
That's true.
And this time it does. Yes, this time it does. And Michelle Rodriguez being more Michelle Rodriguez because Vin Diesel's not there to be.
She can actually be herself, sort of.
Yeah, well, yeah. Here's the thing: as we like, no shade to Michelle Rodriguez, but usually she plays the more masculine female roles, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
But when in the Fast and Furious film, when you got like Vin Diesel, they're still hiring her up, but not to the levels that she's as capable as she is.
Yeah.
In other films, like I'm sure, have you seen SWAT?
Yes, I have seen SWAT.
Yeah, and you know how able she was in that. So
yeah.
To be fair, I think she gets typecast in that particular role, but whatever, right?
Whatever.
But this film used their typecasting to its advantages.
Yeah. And whatever pays the bills for her, I guess, you know.
Well, like people also, by the way, you point that out. You know what people say about The Rock going back to WrestleMania and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
Almost like, look, The Rock, he's got loads of money already. It's not as if the film flops and he can't. He's like
get work ever again. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He'll get work wherever he gets work. He gets his money wherever he gets money. So whether you're gonna say, oh, The Rock scampered back to Fast and Furious or scampered back to wrestling because his mum. No, man's got so much money, he doesn't even need to work anymore. No. So I don't get what people say. They offer him money and he'll take it if he decides he wants to take it. You know.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm not cussing Batista, but Batista said at some point if he didn't get those movie roles, he was his money wasn't doing well.
Yeah. Because I think was it before Guardians? He said he was broke or something like that. Yeah.
I'm like, how's that work though? You made, but then again, some people make really terrible decisions.
Yeah.
So it could be you make a ton of money, and then you're just left taking like Nicolas Cage, for example.
Yeah.
I've seen some Nicolas Cage is genius.
Yeah.
I've seen some spectacular Nicolas Cage movies and some not so spectacular Nicolas Cage movies, right?
Yeah.
But the man needs to make his money, and when he goes, I don't want to say full Cage, right? But when they unleash him, they know what. Like, they ask him to be that, and he'll be that. Dusted. He knows what his bread and butter is, you know.
Yeah, of course. And like he does like need money because doesn't he own like a castle? He owns a lot of weird things with someone like you shouldn't have.
So he's got that massive dinosaur skull, and then he's got like all them cars, and you say the castle and Action Comics #1 and stuff like that. Yeah. And I think some of the stuff that he bought was stolen, so he had to go and give them back. But then he still had to go and continue paying for them or something like that. So and tax or whatever it is for it. But yeah. So that's why he just pumps out a whole ton of movies, yeah. But when you're watching Nicolas Cage for Nicolas Cage, you know what
you know you're getting,
yeah. Exactly. All right, couple other things.
Yes.
You seen the new Superman symbol, right? The Superman Legacy, which is not called Superman Legacy anymore, it's just called Superman at the moment now.
Have I seen the symbol? Wait a second, let me see. I think I have.
Okay. It looks like the Kingdom Come symbol.
Oh yeah. And I saw people online getting like, "Oh my god!" Oh,
well, it looks like the Kingdom Come symbol that Brandon Routh wore at the end of Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is the red and yellow version.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, but that works for Kingdom Come, and you would usually say Kingdom Come is a separate continuity.
Yeah.
I'm kind of fine with it. Actually, I like the way that they made it like a weave, rather than plastic or anything like that. Like, you know, it's woven as part of the. I don't think necessarily part of the suit, but it's like it's got the texture and the. I want to say the roundedness. Yeah.
Yeah,
as to like I usually that's you've seen the Kryptonian symbol for hope, right? I'm not saying straight up the S, but it's like that. It's like the hexagon bit of it with the two circles above and below each other and a line in the middle or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So you could say, because it's not a perfect S, and you could just say it's like that. Okay?
Yeah.
But this doesn't look like that,
No.
and I can see why the Kingdom Come version would alter the symbol. But and I can see how this would look like an S. However, as the Kryptonian, you know, as the House of El symbol, do you think they'll explain why it's tweaked, or do you think they'll just be like, it is what it is, move on?
I think explain it is what it is, or move on. Or by the end of the film, they'll change it to the more S-looking one.
Yeah.
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 Not a fan.
Yeah. Well, not what of the way that they made the symbol.
Yeah, it looks. I don't know. I guess I can see the whole costume first before I can judge the S. But
it is true. It is true. That's why I was like, okay, fair enough. But I'm not sure. Look, maybe they just wanted to tweak it from the S symbols that have been as we're seeing, so they know we know it's a change. Yeah, which is fair enough. But because we don't know what the story is.
No.
I would prefer personally a more S-looking S.
Yeah, same. Like I really like.
This is more.
Oh, so go on.
And I was gonna say this more of looks like a graphic design style looking S rather than a Superman style S.
Yeah, like because I really like the Superman S from like the Man of Steel. I like that S, and even in Lois and Superman, I like the S in that. So this one kind of seems like a.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Let me clear up. Do you mean Lois and Clark, the New Adventures of Superman, or do you mean Superman and Lois?
Superman and Lois, sorry,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like I kind of prefer those looking S's than this, but
yeah, I will say the Man of Steel looking S. I'll give this to Zack Snyder. Yeah, I not to say back and compliment, but that looks like more alien because they've got the serif at the top of the S that alien symbol, and it does look like an alien symbol. So I think he was going in more that direction, which is cool.
Exactly. Yeah,
so it's not a straight S. Yeah.
No, and it's got like curves and stuff inside the S. Yeah.
I will say that the Superman and Lois S is more of a straight looking S.
Yeah.
Which is also fine. But you mentioned Lois and Clark, and I've been on Lois and Clark New Adventures of Superman binge with my boy. I say our boy, haven't you?
Your boy.
With Dean King,
Your boy.
And boy, is this series look cheap nowadays.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of season 3. It's not amazing. I remember watching season 1 and thinking, oh, actually, this is really good. Way back in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah.
But then because I was like, oh yeah, this is where Lex Luthor nearly marries Lois Lane. Let's see how they build that quadruple threat with Lois in the middle, and you got Lex Luthor, Superman, and Clark, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So how do we get to this point where she nearly marries Lex Luthor? But really, there's the second to last episode. No, it's the second to. So at the end of season 1, it's a 2-part finale, right?
Yeah.
The episode before, I don't know if you remember this one, is where they trapped on the Daily Planet because there was treasure underneath and all money underneath, and they were doing like the flashback to the 30s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The episode called Fly Hard.
Okay.
Well, that's one of the episodes I remembered. But that episode happens just immediately before they go into the 2-part season finale. So it's like, wait a minute. Lex and Lois were just kind of. I mean, yes, they had strings through the season, but they were kind of seem to have got together in that episode, and then they go to the season finale thingamajig, right? And they're like, oh yeah, but these past weeks have been amazing. It's like, wait, you just skipped that whole relationship build to get to the point of the wedding, or where he proposes to her, in that gap that we don't see. What?
Yeah. How'd you get from A to B so quick? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because they needed to. They yeah. And so they just kind of pushed it. I think as well, John Shear was like, I can't keep on flying back from LA to where you guys are filming, so you're gonna have to just
wrap this up.
Yeah. If they did it through 2 seasons, it'd make more sense. But he was like, I gotta go and film Mutant X. So later, no, the Mutant X is so like years and years later. So I'm just joking. Yeah,
a tiny bit later.
I think it's starting to get to the point where it's money is becoming an issue, because all he does most of the time is when he needs to do Superman stuff, he says to Lois, "Oh, I've got to go." Yeah, but actually, whatever. When he needs to fly, he just sweeps. Even though it's not necessary, right? He stands at the edge of the screen, sweeps his cape, jumps off, and that's it. Done. Yeah. So you know he's flying. It's not like in Smallville where he disappears and you just see the zoom effect.
Yeah.
The whoosh. Yeah. I mean, it's going no. It's like okay. Yeah.
Like, sure,
Dean Cain walking around with no muscle suit, which is fair enough to him.
Yeah.
He's quite built. And you know how spandex does the squashes your muscles, yeah?
Yeah.
So you may look slimmer, but he still looks kind of sizable. Yeah, I want to say he's like Tyler Hoechlin built, you know. But then again, when Tyler Hoechlin Superman's walking around in a normal suit, as Clark.
Yeah.
He looks normal, but when he's got his top off, he looks massive.
Yeah.
You know, it looks built, solid.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But I will say, fair dues to Dean Cain. He didn't need to, like, he could have had a muscle suit built for him, and he didn't. You know, like we know that Henry Cavill's built, but that muscle suit just makes him look even more larger than he is, or something like that. Well, it's supposedly tight because it's so tight you can see veins built into it, which makes no sense. So either it's a suit or it's not a suit, you know?
Yeah. Make up your minds.
But anyways, I'm forcing my way through it because I want to know how it ends. Because I never did get that finish in way back in the day.
Okay.
You know how you just in and out, you just remember episodes here and there.
Yeah. But
and
sometimes
I just remember some bits. Yeah. Sometimes I remember seeing parts of season 3, and I'm pretty sure that when it went to Sky in season 4 or something like that, so I never got to see how it went.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. But it hasn't been an amazing. It's fine. It hasn't been amazing.
Yeah. I
think it started better than it's going to end.
Oh yeah, that's how a lot of these things start, you know.
But I can see Matt, I don't know if you want to say, it had a big budget back in the day, but their super effects seem to be dialing down, right? And things are looking cheaper and cheaper.
Yeah, you could tell they're like, you know what, maybe we shouldn't sink this much money into this.
I don't know the logic of it.
No.
So a couple other things, but let me point out, so in the new Fantastic Four film they're making.
Oh yes, yeah.
Silver Surfer's a woman.
Yeah.
Which so she's Nora and Rad's. Okay, so without knowing any background to the film, so we don't know if Nora and Rad's existed before, and this is the second Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Or this is like as far as comics continuity is, this lady was Nora and Rad's lover or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Partner or whatever, yeah. But yeah, they picked her to be, and I think she was a surfer with him. I don't know. I see some pictures that take together, but she's also a Silver Surfer, kind of.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a mock-up or anything like that.
Yeah.
In the movie, we're just speculating here, but it could be she's the second Silver Surfer, and Nora Rad is around somewhere.
Yeah.
Or she could have been the one to be picked as a Silver Surfer, and then Nora Rad appears later on.
Yeah.
Who knows exactly? Do you think they should have just kept with Noah and Rad, or do you think they've got big other plans for him, and that's why they haven't used him yet?
I don't.
Or do you think let's see what the trailers do and hold judgment until then?
I'll hold judgment till then. Like, I know a lot of people are like not upset, but like, why are they doing this? Like,
yeah.
One of the things I was like, it's not a big deal. Like, the first go we had at the Silver Surfer wasn't that great, so and
yeah.
I don't see him having a comic right now, so he can't be that important to people. It's one of those things like, why care? Like, it's
no. I will say this, right? I think some people, some people like to bait controversy.
Yeah.
By saying why they replace this person with that person, or Silver Surfer's a man, why is it a woman? Well, it's not like they've changed it to Norina Rad or something like that.
Yeah.
It's not like they wholesale just swapped it over a man for woman. They picked a character that's tangentially related. Though maybe they should have used Frankie Rain, the other Nova.
Yeah,
not
but
the
then
Nova, not the Nova from the Nova Corps.
Yeah, I know you're talking about Firestorm. What was that?
No, it's Firelord. That's a separate person altogether.
Firestar?
No. You're thinking of Spider-Man Amazing Friends Firestar, right? New Warriors Firestar.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. There's another character called Nova.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and they could have just. I suppose they could have just used her as. I think maybe it's because she's. Well, to be fair, we don't know if she's actually going to be called Silver Surfer.
Yeah.
Right. But if they used Nova, they could have avoided some of these controversies. People are looking to pick apart wherever it is sometimes. I'm like, look, let's just look. They got Captain Marvel, who was Carol Danvers at the time, yeah.
Yeah.
And they made a movie, and no issues there. Yeah.
No, exactly.
But prior to that, she was Miss Marvel. So you get some people saying, why is not Captain Marvel like Kree, whatever Captain Marvel, which is kind of a very complicated. I want to say history or stuff like that, but I think he's mainly related to Thanos, and if he's not going to be part of the story with Thanos, then it's kind of like it was a bit iffy.
Yeah, and like, to be fair, again, was people big fans of Captain Marvel, the male one? Not really. It's sort of like...
Exactly. Yeah, no, that's what, like, yeah. Sometimes they make changes and they work, and sometimes they make changes and they don't. But
Yeah.
Even if they did make the changes, sometimes, right? These are always other things in the way and stuff like that. But let's just say they didn't make a change and the movie was terrible, right?
Yeah.
It wouldn't have mattered then if that character was cast that way or not. Like,
no,
I'm not going to pick on. We say Daredevil, Ben Affleck's Daredevil. It's not a great film, yeah.
Well,
but
some
Michael
may
Clark,
differ,
Yeah, okay.
Like me.
But well, you think it's good or not good, or how?
I love that film, man. I think Ben Affleck's Daredevil was awesome, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I love it.
Okay, I think it's fine. It's fine. The CG is a bit.
Yeah, it's early 2000
nowadays,
CG,
right?
so
Yeah. Which I'm not gonna hold against it. Yeah.
No.
But and I did think Ben Affleck was a bad Daredevil. Yeah. He's just a bit more Ben Affleck than Daredevil. Okay.
Yeah.
But Michael Clark Duncan was really good as Kingpin.
Yeah.
But even if let's just say the movie was terrible, okay, straight up terrible, yeah. Then it wouldn't have mattered. Like they recut. Then I don't know how many people are gonna say, oh, because Kingpin was black and that's why it's terrible. Whether, people like to point out flaws, but no, a bad film is a bad film. Madam Web
doesn't matter. Yeah.
Madam Web, it doesn't have Jessica Drew in it, for example, right?
Yeah.
Or Spider-Man, but I think their problem is that they tried to make it a Spider-Man film without Spider-Man and didn't even do that well, right? It's not like, for example, they cast Ezekiel Sims as a what race would you say? Puerto Rican, Mexican, whatever, right?
Things like
definitely not a white guy. Which in the comics, Yeah, definitely not a white guy, which you like in the comics. And then people might like. I think there was the controversy, like people saying, "Oh, whatever they want to say about a female Spider-Man film," which is not really, because it is something else, right?
Yeah.
Not the rate of that. But that film, even if it was good, that'd have probably been a more of a miracle.
But then I even think then, even if it was good, somehow they'll still find a way to complain about something.
Well, if it was good, no one would probably have cared about that. It's not got Spider-Man in it. However, when you're doing the way that they're playing it, it's like this is a Spider-Man film without Spider-Man in it. That's when you start thinking, no, you could. Why can't it just be its own thing? You know? They just tried to draw a bit more eyes towards it, and I don't want to say they did it negatively. They did not do it positively. They were just like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. It is, but it isn't. You know?
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah. Damned if you, damned if you don't sort of situation with a lot of these films, if I'm honest.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So, and I guess we'll close up with a little bit of WrestleMania.
Right? Yeah. And we can even speak about what happened afterwards as well. Yeah.
But we'll just quickly go through bits and pieces.
Do
like a whole recap, right?
No.
I want to point out, shout out to one of the LWO guys who tried to catch Zelina Vega when she looked like she was when she did actually come short with her moonsault.
Yeah.
Even though the guy was the heel, right?
Yeah.
He saw she was about to flop on her face, like her legs were going to catch the person, and then the whoever that she was doing the moonsault on, and which means her entire. She was going to pile drive herself, sort of.
Yeah. He's like,
right?
nope.
And he ran in to try to intercept, right?
Yeah.
But by that point, I think she landed, yeah?
Yeah.
And he saw she was fine. Look, it didn't look like a great landing. However,
it's a landing.
his first instinct was like, forget kayfabe, right? I'm going to stop her from dying.
Yeah.
Which is, the double thumbs up there. And then, but they still played it in character, because when she got up, she went to swipe at him.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. These guys, they knew, like, he knew what was happening. She couldn't see it from that angle. But then she played up when she got up as well. So, good on that. I did not expect Sami Zayn to beat Gunther. And to be honest, I did not think they were going to leave his reign at 666.
The devil. Yeah. Same.
I was like, this is not... The day before, fine, right? But this is not...
day after,
not what you want.
You know.
Or even if you want to do it at Sami Zayn's hometown in the next couple of weeks, we're all coming. Fair enough. Yeah. But I don't know if they did that deliberately, or they were just like, we're gonna have a title change anyways. And I was like, yeah. Yeah,
I think one of those things they kind of forgot. Not to the day, but was like, yeah, you've been champion for. Oh crap.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be like, there's always tomorrow. Just leave it. Yeah. Just leave it. Yeah. But I like the finish with the super brainbuster. Some people thought it was a botch, by the way.
No, some people did.
We know better because we've seen El Generico do that before.
Yeah, I mocked out for that. I was like, oh, he did it.
Yeah. I thought they were going to have another 5 minutes of Sami Zayn comeback before they got to the finish.
Yeah.
Because he was taking quite a beating throughout the entire thing.
Yeah, he was getting murdered.
Exactly. That's why I didn't think he was going to win. But no, fair dues. He did take they protected Gunther somewhat because he took about 3 finishes and a brain buster into the turnbuckle to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But like, I kind of
looks like he's going to head in an upward direction as well. I don't think they're going to leave him to like now that Damian Priest. We said about Damian Priest cashing in.
Yep.
So it's like when Drew won, and then he got in the face of CM Punk.
Yeah.
I was like, we know where it's going. I was sitting there just waiting. I was just waiting for the cash in.
Same. I was like, any minute now. And then as soon as I heard, I was like, yep, here we go. And I was so happy.
I thought it might have been more immediate,
Same, but then I kind of like how they did it that way rather than how you would have got around it. I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Okay. See what was still something. Yeah. Like we said about how The Rock was going to pin Cody.
Yep.
But I did not expect that match to be 40+ minutes long.
Nah, dude. Neither did I.
I think The Rock pulled off one wrestling move every 10 minutes of that match.
Yeah.
But most of it was broad punches and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know how much I'm going to count punches and kicks as wrestling moves. Or clotheslines even, right? More like strikes, yeah. He did a rock bottom. He did the spine buster. What else did he do? I don't know. But it's just like, Rock doesn't do a lot of moves. Put that way, yeah. But he entertains without needing to do that. And all these guys had to kind of hold back because the next day they needed to go a bit more all out. So fair enough. That makes sense.
Yeah, because this match was very like sports entertainment-y, but in a good way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I want to say necessarily drawn out because it actually went by decently at a pace.
Yeah.
But I did not expect it to be as long as it was.
No, dude, it's long.
That's my main thing. When I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh, it's 4 hours," and I've got back an hour left.
Yeah.
What?
Because I watched day 1 the day after, so I watched day 1 and 2 basically the same day. Because I think I watched it up to that point, and I had to pause it, and I was like, "Wait, I'm at 2 hours 47 or something like that," and there's still like an hour to go. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And then as soon as the 20-minute long entrance sounded like, this match is gonna go on for quite a while, and it did in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. And I will say as well, I thought at the last match there was going to be way more interference than there was. It's just like, I think the Roman Cody match, I was waiting for the point where the interference would start.
Yeah.
Because Bloodline rules, they weren't doing anything unregulated until more than halfway through the match. So I don't say necessarily the false finishes weren't false finishes or stuff like that. It's just like, well, something's going to happen. Yeah,
something's going to happen.
So until they go into that point, I know this is not how the match is going to end.
Yeah. And then it ended.
I don't mind Cody kicking out of the spear and the Samoan spike, but the spear Samoan spike combo was a bit of a, it's not like he got hit with it, and it's not as if the Bloodline taunt before they pinned him. No, just kicked out of it. I was like, all right, that's the power of America, apparently, right?
Yeah, power of friendship.
And what I liked is when John Cena came out, and when he took off his cap, and I know we were saying about his bald spot before, but the camera stayed and stopped switching angles to try and hide it. I'm like, hey, it is what it is, and they accepted it.
Because I think he's even said like he's accepted at this point, isn't it? It's like everyone else.
Like, I know he tried to smooth his hair back, but I think he probably should have just done that without a cap because I think the cap shifted his hair. Yeah. But hey, look, as long as we're not going to get those nausea-inducing camera angle switches, like as though this is Liam Neeson in Taken trying to get over a fence. You know?
That's a good reference. Yeah, that was annoying. Oh, Taken 3. That's why no one likes it. But that was funny. Forgot about that. And Cody Rhodes winning. I was like, yes, the story's finished, but let's just see. I did like the Raw afterwards, where Cody and The Rock set up their feud to come on. Yeah.
And The Rock kind of tamed himself back from being the final boss Rock. And I'm like, nah, man, you should just went full on in and still go heel, Stay as your character. Like, you bloodied the guy, and then you're like, you know what, handshake, I'm going to get a title shot later on, but I've got to go for a while, so, No, you should have just, like, The Rock doesn't want to see none of your ugly faces no more, that sort of thing, Heel it himself all the way out.
Yeah, but then I think that would have done more damage than good, if that makes sense, because, like, then it's like... He's gonna get cheered and all that stuff already. You don't really want that, do you? If he's like meant to be.
No, that's what I'm saying. He kind of went from 100% heel.
Yeah.
Like, okay, he came in as a face, tried to come as a face, right? Read the room and thought, I'm better off. I'm gonna go heel. I'm gonna go all in heel as I gradually do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the day after WrestleMania, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna kind of tween on myself ish.
Yeah.
And be a good sportsman about it.
You're like, okay, I
But
guess.
no, I think he should have just. I think he should have just stayed heel. Like do the praise yeah.
Yeah,
Cody Rhodes should go around it, but then still be like, you know what? I'm still the final boss and stuff like that.
yeah,
I think he played a bit to the crowd that he didn't need to with that
yeah.
the way that he was beating up Cody Rhodes and calling out Mama Rose, and then made the Cody Rhodes all bloody and stuff like that. It's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, you kind of softened yourself a bit too much there. Than after WrestleMania, but as we expected, like in the next couple of SmackDowns, our boy Tama Tonga finally made an appearance.
Yep. And he is part of Bloodline now.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, I was not surprised because remember there was rumors that well, we all knew he was leaving New Japan, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he might be going to WWE. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of good for him. And then the other rumors, oh yeah, he's gonna be part of the Bloodline. I was like, oh, that's even sort of better for him than rather than him just like going to NXT or something and he'd be calling like Tonga Tamba or something like that. Change his name or whatever. So I was like, oh, that's cool. They've literally thrown him straight into like not a main event but main story. That's cool. Good on him, man. Good. I'm so happy with it.
Yeah.
Even though he won't be doing the stun gun anymore, but hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him. And they look like, and a good on Solo Sikoa. They're getting him to, I want to say step up, but they're, in Roman Reigns' absence, the power has gone to Solo Sikoa's head.
Yeah.
Which I don't mind.
Which
Makes sense.
Reckon what
Yeah.
it's gonna be by orders of the final boss. That's what I reckon.
Yeah.
They're gonna play that into it. And that's why Tama Tonga's there because of The Rock.
Yeah.
And then I had possibly everyone knows apparently Jacob Fatu is coming to WWE, and apparently Hikuleu, his contract with with New Japan might be up soon. So yeah, they might bring him in, which is pretty cool.
Okay, that I think a lot of this makes sense. I will say, and I don't know if the direction they're going is the Bloodline Civil War.
Well, be Bloodline Civil War 2, wouldn't it? Really? Think about it now.
Oh yeah. But more, but like, so one faction, The Rock's gonna lead because it's gotta have the speed of Roman Reigns, and then the other faction, Roman Reigns will lead, which probably Roman Reigns and the Usos, even though Jay and Jimmy just had that feud together, so I don't know about that. Then you're gonna have The Rock on one side with Solo and Tama Tonga. So where's Hikuleu going to be unless they're going to find? Oh yeah, they got Hikuleu and Jacob Fatu, so you can split them.
Yeah, and I had some theory that that'd be pretty cool. Like obviously the Bloodline's gonna need old Bloodline. We will call them right, I guess. They'll need.
Wait, what's the name? What's the name they used when Bullet Club faction split in and they had the group of Tama Tonga? Not
Firing Squad.
It wasn't the War Dogs. Yeah. Yeah, you could have the Bloodline Firing Squad.
Yeah, that's it. Firing Squad. The War Dogs is a stupid one now. Yeah, like I heard that like people saying, the fourth person of Bloodline, not Firing Squad, would be maybe Sammy Uso or Seth Rollins, because obviously Roman's redemption arc is going to be him trying to make amends with Seth, innit?
Well,
which would be pretty. Yeah. I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Yeah, all right, I'll be down for that. I wouldn't call it crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. They've got options. That Rhea Ripley got injured.
Yeah, she had to vacate her title. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sucky. She was champion for over a year. But I feel like she was partly maybe injured from before WrestleMania.
Well, I think at the beginning of her reign, she didn't wrestle for a while as well.
Yeah.
So okay. And it wasn't one of those, for example, that how sometimes they can have people not wrestle for a while.
Yeah.
And still keep the title. Yeah. Must be a proper something. At least, at the very least, it gives Liv Morgan something to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how far they're gonna
go with that, innit?
Sometimes people do stuff in wrestling where they attach to someone else and then nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
Like I John Cena, I think, he got injured doing a move on Kennedy
Yeah,
for a while, yeah?
yeah,
And then all of a sudden, no, it was Randy Orton that did it. Because Randy Orton was involved in something else that was part of it or something.
yeah.
Right?
Because in the match, he gave that hip toss that Cena used to do, and he kind of sits out with it. Yeah, he pulled his pectoral muscle there, in it, and then you could tell during the match that he did it. But then they called it audible, so Randy come out and RKO'd him on the announce table, which did it. Like, even though you could see John Cena like standing up before the RKO, like basically holding his pec together. So it's like, all right, I guess I will have to go with your kayfabe. Yeah, sure, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see about that. Yeah, that's all I can say for that too. Wow. WrestleMania, kind of. I thought that we've predicted certain things, but then you think it is the end of a chapter, so those stories should finish because some of them have been going on for quite a while. And I would say some of them that I've fabricated out of nowhere, like Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai. We just knew who was getting the pin and who was taking the pin in that match.
Yeah,
even though there's multiple combinations, right, of who could do what, right?
Yeah.
we were like dead on, and both of us as well were like, that's the way it's going. It's not that we had separate opinions on that.
Yeah, like, we know this is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And that match, I enjoyed it, but like you said, I knew who was gonna win from Jump Street, and see where it goes now. I guess a lot of these stories, like the Becky Rhea match, I feel like should have been better. It was good, but it should have been better. But again, both.
And the finish of it.
I like the finish.
The finish of it made sense.
Yeah. Where she basically just manhandled.
Yeah.
And then won. But yeah, overall, it was good. It was good. Other like moving on from. Actually, is there anything else you want to say about WrestleMania besides Cody?
No. I just thought much more of the locker room would come out to get involved in that match, and then you could have the Avengers lifting up Captain America celebration, which hasn't happened in the MCU, but you know, I think Bret Hart had more people holding him up at WrestleMania 10. It seemed like there wasn't enough. It was all the people that Roman beat, fair enough, but some of them are other companies, so it doesn't look as much. So they should have just had as many faces that they could come out.
Also, what was your opinion on the Undertaker coming out to help?
Didn't make sense, but the man deserves his payday.
Like, to me, it didn't make sense, but then someone explained to me, I was like, oh, okay, it kind of makes sense now. Like, remember, I think WrestleMania 33?
Yeah.
When Undertaker and Roman had to fight, and Roman beat him. So, in a weird way, apparently this is like weird payback. Like, I guess?
But then why would you be fighting The Rock? You wouldn't be fighting The Rock because of you're feuding with someone else.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I kind of get it, but reach much? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But
hey, look. Look. Roman only beat The Undertaker because AJ Styles retired The Undertaker.
Yeah. At WrestleMania.
Even though that's not strictly true either, but however, yeah. And it looks like Cody Rhodes' first feud for the title is, I say, hopefully AJ Styles, right? Because he can take the loss. Yeah. LA Knight beat AJ Styles at WrestleMania in a match where I was like, I would have liked it to go on a bit longer.
Yeah,
because
the finish was kind of quick.
Yeah, and it looked like AJ was taking most of the dominating most of the match.
Yeah.
I want to say like a 40-60 split in domination. But LA Knight should have had more if he was going to win. Unless, of course, what happened at the end, Like you push him off the phenomenal forearm, and then if LA Knight dominates for another couple of minutes with power moves, and then these trading force finishes, it would have made a bit more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one like I was quite surprised by this match though, because of like I like the Knight, Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
And it kind of showed me, oh yeah, he actually can wrestle, because he's more like character based. Character. Mm-hmm. That's a weird way of saying it. But like in this match, he actually was like doing like pretty good wrestling. Like, oh, okay, yeah, I forget he can actually wrestle. He's not just a one trick opponent. So I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did anything else stand out for you for the Wrestlemania?
I mean, obviously not to go into everything, but those are the main standout bits for me.
Yeah.
That we have conversation points about.
Okay.
Yeah, that AJ Styles, versus Cody Rhodes is something to look. We hope they're going to go in this direction, right? Maybe they won't. Maybe they've done. But LA Knight is. I still think LA Knight will. I say, maybe there's more hope than anything, because they don't seem to be going in this direction anymore. But LA Knight win that US title off Logan Paul, because he needs a title to boost him somewhat, and Logan Paul needs to lose that title at some point.
Yeah, because when would it make a year?
Yeah, and Cody versus AJ should be good, because AJ obviously can have great matches. He's getting on a bit, so
yeah,
he like what he can give. Not that Cody Rhodes needs it, but it's just like, let's go out there and have a good match, done, dusted,
Yeah.
And AJ's a guy who can take a fall to get someone else more over.
Yeah, because like you were saying before, AJ, he's at one of those people like at his point in his career, like he could have like not multiple losses, but losses and stuff, and then literally like it's kind of proven you could throw him straight into the title picture and you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
So. Good on AJ.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay, yeah. So that will cover that. Enough. Other than the only other thing, Moxley winning that IWGP heavyweight title, which I was like, okay, surprised. But then I'm thinking, is he just gonna hold it till Forbidden Door and then lose the title to whoever they're gonna put over?
Yeah.
A short title reign makes sense, by the way, if they were going to do that. Maybe Moxley should probably have a longer title reign, but then at this point, if he's going to wrestle, what they could do, and it would be helpful to both sides, is if you're going to do that, have a guy go over there for an extended amount of time, and then come back. Maybe like if you're going to have a 6-month title reign, like then you can trade talent, sort of.
Well, no, it depends really. It depends on how many like US shows they've got coming up in the next couple of months, and they can kind of pull it.
Oh yes, This is also true.
But like, I just find it so like it's cool with everything, but I find like wow, they just really don't care about Naito, do they? Like they like make all these like Naito's only relevant when it comes to like Wrestle Kingdom season. I've noticed.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, he's does all this, and then his title reigns are just short and pointless. The first title reign I get because the second title reign.
Yeah.
When he won a double dash and that. I get it because COVID happened, whatever. And then shock everyone by making Evil champion. Oh, okay.
Which, that was like... Anyways.
Yeah. And then this is his second technically title reign of the World Heavyweight, the IWGP World Heavyweight title, whatever. And he won at Wrestle Kingdom, feuded with, I don't even know.
Sonada? Feuded with Sonada, who won the title off, I believe, right?
Yeah. No, I think he had a match.
Did he have a match with someone else?
I think he had a match with someone else after, and then...
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then this. You know
I think he did he ask for a rematch, and then someone else attacked him, so he said, like, nah, I'm going to give you the match instead.
Yeah, something like that. And then he loses it to Mox. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. It's not as if Mox not deserving of the title.
No.
It's just like, Naito probably needed a longer title reign.
Yeah. Especially, like, he's technically on his last legs. Not been bad nothing, but, like, I'm pretty sure, like,
If Naito held it till Forbidden Door and then lost the title,
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
made
yeah.
more sense.
Yeah, like at least like 6 months or something, you know. But
Yeah, I think as well, a major title changing at something like Forbidden Door would draw more eyes to it because it'd be like, you know what, crossover events, yeah, because mostly they don't.
yeah,
Most of the time, titles don't change.
no. The only time they ever changed really was when FTR won the tag titles. Yeah, and that's really it. It's like, okay.
But tag titles, you know, sometimes look, the IWGP GP tag titles changed hands at a TNA event unsanctionedly as well. So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it's
I
like
don't think they care that much about it.
Yeah.
And Hernandez in LAX competed for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight title. So like, guys, no Junior Heavyweight.
Okay. New Japan.
Yeah.
But yeah.
In that same event, by the way, it didn't list it for some reason, but last I remember, Mustafa Ali was X Division champion.
Yeah.
And Hiromu
Yeah.
Takahashi was challenging him. Not challenging him for the title, but they had the match. And it's like, why don't you just make an X Division title match? You
Maybe.
know? I'm not saying. But Hiromu actually lost that match, by the way. Sorry?
Maybe there's some like reason behind it. I don't know.
Well, if Mustafa Ali was going to win the match anyways, it wouldn't have mattered, you know? Though, Hiromu winning an X Division title would be something, yeah? However, then he can't go to Forbidden Door with that title.
Yeah, so it's that kind of thing, I guess, you know?
Yeah.
And there was something else. And Zack Sabre Jr. is television champion again.
Yeah. Beating... Like, so that everyone who's had that title, like Zack Sabre Jr. held the title, then Tanahashi won it, lost it to Matt Riddle, who then lost it to Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah. So it's just like,
what was the point?
yeah. I mean, you establish one guy with a long title reign, and then the rest of the guys.
Yeah, just to put it back on him 4 months later.
Yeah, but probably because they didn't trust.
Yeah, no, that's why I was so baffed why they gave it to him in the first place. Like, why would you?
And I believe Tanahashi was injured, which is why he got the title off. Matt Riddle got the title off him, which makes sense.
Makes sense, but you know.
But they probably should have had someone else win it off Matt Riddle instead of Zack Sabre Jr. because he's challenging Moxley, right?
Who?
For the IWGP Heavyweight title.
What, Zack Sabre Jr.?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, I don't think he's going in that direction because he had to say in one of his promos, you know, I was challenged for the World Heavyweight title. I wanted to win this title back or something like that. It was like, oh, okay, this is a bit awkward, but okay, fair enough. You know,
Japan be weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm enjoying what I read about the scapegoat Jack Perry.
Oh yeah. Oh, quickly speaking of that, then, what was your thoughts on AEW releasing the Brawlout footage?
I was like, okay? If it was Jack Perry related, yeah.
Yeah. It would make more
sense. It would have made sense. It could have made sense if Jack Perry was, if they were doing something with Jack Perry, and they were trying to say and he came in, he tried to come into work at AEW, and then they're like, no, you can't come back because of this, that, and then he's like just enhancing his scapegoat persona more. Yeah. And he's like, all right, fine, I'm going to New Japan, but this is why, whatever. Like, you know, then it makes sense, yeah, because he's using it for storyline purposes and whatnot.
Yeah.
I know they're trying to do Young Bucks FTR feud with storyline purposes, but it's just like it didn't. They're tangentially related to that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't Brawl Out. That was Jack Perry, CM Punk All In footage. So
yeah.
I don't. If they end up going somewhere with it, fair enough.
Yeah.
If they're just gonna sweep under the carpet next week, then what's the point?
It seemed like long-winded to get to a certain point. I mean, like, you need to use this, like you said, you need to use this for a FTR Young Bucks feud. Not really, no.
Exactly.
But, you know, let's talk about someone who left the company and has doing other things, but we're gonna bring. Yeah, it just felt weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, and pointless. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. I want to say I'll hold judgment, but yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, that'll be it for this episode. No other entertainment roundup stuff you want to speak about or anything like that?
Oh,
at least for this period of time, anyways.
yeah, this is random. They announced. I know you haven't. I don't know if you've seen the films. Sonic 3 has finished. Like they wrapped it up. It's filmed. It's going to come out. I think it's November.
Wait. Is that okay? September. Yeah, they finished filming. All right, because I read that Keanu got cast as Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, so yeah, Keanu is the voice of Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah.
All right, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see how that works. Yeah, I mean, Idris Elba's Knuckles. Yeah, okay. You know, so I wonder how chill and laid back Shadow is going to be.
Yeah.
Well, I've never heard any Shadow having any voice in anything, but all right.
Because I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Oh, okay. He does give the Shadow vibe, as I'm a Sonic fan. I've followed Sonic through his career and Shadow as well. So I was like, okay, that's cool. All right, let's see how this goes. So I still have yet to
see Sonic. I haven't seen Sonic 2 yet, but I still do want to watch that. I haven't seen Super Mario.
I still haven't seen that.
The Super Mario movie. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I am intrigued in Sonic 3, and I'll have to watch Sonic 2 first because I probably. Yeah, I want to see how Keanu does.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, Knuckles is the tweener, yeah?
Yes.
So what is Shadow?
Shadow starts off as emo boy, and then through the power of friendship, he becomes anti-hero.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. And that's really it. Yeah, he becomes anti-hero, and he does good, but doesn't want to do good at the same time. Yeah, it's
okay.
Yeah. It's a spiral. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I recommend. Also, I will be watching Knuckles, the TV show, because that's coming out.
Oh yeah.
This month in about 10 days.
Okay.
Time, yeah. So
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about We'll see how that works.
Yeah.
They got Idris Elba, but because sometimes they do the voices, then they get different people to do the TV voices.
Yeah.
Have they suddenly got Idris Elba as Knuckles doing the voice for that? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So that should be good.
We'll yeah. What's the storyline? Do you know? Have you seen any trailers or anything like that?
Seen a trailer. I think the storyline. Knuckles makes friends with another sheriff in the town.
A different town.
No, the funny one in it, and then they go on a road trip, but then someone uses Knuckles' quill or Sonic's quill or something to build his weapons, and hijinks ensues.
How much is how long is it? How many parts? And
I don't know. I think it's 6 episodes. I think
6 episodes, half an hour each.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll watch it.
Intriguing.
So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Yeah.
All right.
And then also at some point we will be reviewing X-Men 97, won't we?
Yeah. Which I'm seeing bits and pieces about, and I don't know if you've seen any spoilers or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to mention something, but I want to mention something. Oh, I won't say this. You'll know what it is. I'm going to mention it, and you'll know what it is if you know. If you don't know, then we won't say, right? Someone in the credits is not who they seem to be.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, if you know what I'm talking about, then we can discuss it. Yeah, I'm glad. What I saw was the picture of Madeline. So they got Jean Grey, and it's not Jean Grey, it's Madeline Pryor, right? Yes. And then they changed it to Jean Grey in the credits when it was back to Jean Grey. Even though I don't know what the story is because I haven't seen those episodes yet. I'm like, okay, all right. Now, well, first of all, I know I'm spoiled. Madeline Pryor's in it, but it's good that they changed the credits as well because it makes sense to do that.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's a small little tweak you lot did there. That's good.
Yeah. Like, cool. Yeah.
But I'll say, yeah, dude.
Well, yeah. Have you watched any episodes so far?
Yeah,
I'll wait for it to all come out at once. Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's heartbreaking. But yeah.
Okay. Do they do previously on X-Men and they did a whole?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
No, but as in, so when I was watching Dragon Ball Kai and they were like previously on Dragon Ball Kai and they did the entire Dragon Ball, like Goku being a kid, to the section where he fights Piccolo Jr. And that was half an episode.
No, I didn't do
before they
none of
actually
that.
got
It's
onto the
just
Z section.
No, I didn't do that. It's like previous on X-Men. It kind of explains the way you get to this point. Like,
Yeah.
not 5 words, but quite short, and then boom. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But you're saying it's pretty good so far.
Yeah, man.
You're saying okay. Are you saying I should watch it episode by episode as it is, or are you saying would it be a better experience to? Are you going to rewatch it once it all comes out?
More than likely, because I've already rewatched a couple of episodes already.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Would you recommend I watch it in one go, or would you recommend I just start and then catch up and then wait for it episode by episode?
I personally would say watch it episode by episode. You know.
Okay. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll start that. Yeah. Maybe I'll have to finish watching my Lois and Clark: New Adventures of Super first, right?
Yeah, then go on to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Or should I watch this first? So I watch something good and then watch the rest of that series afterwards.
I would say give up on Lois and Clark because it's terrible, and just focus on X-Men.
Wow. All right.
But yeah, I'll say watch it when you can. It's quite good. It's really good.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I guess.
All right.
Well, unless.
Oh, I don't like to leave things. I'm probably what I'm gonna do is watch Lois and Clark and finish that, and then watch X-Men. However, if I see a particularly bad episode, I'm probably going to be like, forget this for now. Let me watch something good and then come back to it.
Yeah, you are going to see one, right? Because this show's like 25 years old now, and it's 30 years old at this point. Yeah, and still,
yeah. How many episodes in is it at the moment?
As of tomorrow, I'll be 6 episodes in.
And how many? Is there 13 episodes in total?
I think so. I think it's like 13 or 10. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, and have you seen? Like, spoilers are everywhere, even though they shouldn't be. Yeah. Pictures of Daredevil Born Again.
I've seen pictures of him walking down the street with someone, and I was like, okay, that's enough for me. And I try not to look at anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. I know the characters who are going to be in it. Some characters are going to be in it, and it does seem like they are they're going to be grabbing the Netflix universe and use Daredevil as an entry point for these characters as well. Some of them, anyway.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil nothing for you, but I'm just like, what people love. I know nowadays where the internet is everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah. And
people can put everything up, and then they clickbait people to check the stuff out.
Yeah.
There was and even when they're shooting Daredevil in the streets or whatever, the like filming, right? People are just taking pictures of that stuff and then posting them up, and then like, all right, you get more traffic to your website, but
why? Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah.
And you know why they do it? Because they want the views. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's just like, come on now. Some people like to watch stuff when it comes out. Some people.
Yeah, like me. But
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's an awkward one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know how they put it out as 18 episodes? Well, it's going to be 18 episodes. I think what it was is there's going to be 2 seasons of 9 episodes.
Okay.
Which makes a bit more sense considering the shooting schedule.
Yeah.
If it's going to be like an hour-long episodes roughly each.
Yeah, because that's a bit much in 18 episodes in one season.
Yeah. Yep. There was a fake picture, by the way, of the Superman Legacy suit. I'll call it Superman Legacy for now, just to distinguish it. The Superman Legacy suit, which didn't look quite right. You know how they AI Photoshop and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it and I was like, wait a minute, the colors look a bit too bright.
Yeah.
And the suit looks too plastic. You know, it didn't. The light wasn't hitting it right. It just seemed to pop out in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then James Gunn had to debunk it for people. You know, and it also forces him to put out the images of the suit a bit, not too quickly for his own liking probably, but just be like, yeah, well, we're just gonna have to get ahead of it at some point, you know. And it's just like, yeah, but people, I mean, they'll have publicity shots when they're ready to have publicity shots.
Yeah,
except now they that other people are doing that. They're like, oh, okay, we'll have to get something soon because we're gonna have unlicensed footage, you know, unofficial footage just coming out, so we will have to do it ourselves.
Yeah, it's
just like
just let it go, man. Let people just do their thing. But no.
Yeah. And I don't know how long it will take for a trailer of that to come out, but I think that's probably. You know what? Are you hyped for Superman or?
Neither here or there for it.
Okay. I think that for me, I'm intrigued to see how they do it. Let's see if they what they do and how it ends up looking, sort of thing at the moment. You know, I'm not disinterested. I'm not super interested. I'll see what I see and then make a decision. Based on the stuff that's coming out. Even though they look like they're making an expanded universe because they've got quite a bit of cast in there. Which makes sense. Yeah. And James Gunn usually does good, so I've got a decent amount of expectations for it.
Yeah, same. Like, just hopefully they don't try to run before they can walk, sort of scenario. Yeah. But we'll see.
All right. That closes up for this episode of Trip Around the Multiverse, unless you've got another thing that comes out of nowhere that we've got to we end up speaking about.
No, not this time.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So I'm the man who chokeslammed The Rock to help Cody Rhodes win the title, even though I'm in this feud for no reason, just a payday.
Payday, baby.
CY Chung.
And I am the man who once was a emo goth singer. Now I have been rebooted to a emo goth rapper, I think. Kyle Charles, and thank you guys for listening to another episode of Trip Around the Multiverse. Also,
just one more thing before you get to that finish.
Yep.
It just came to me as I was closing up. I think there's a trailer of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Oh yeah. Doesn't show you much.
Have you watched it?
Right. Yeah, I've watched it. Doesn't show you much.
Oh, good. Because I was like, I don't want to spoil anything, but I have seen bits and pieces of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you sometimes you don't know how much of this is true or false.
Yes.
And sometimes people have taken set photos. So I've seen something to do with Sabretooth in it, but I'm not going to tell you which one, right?
Yeah.
And someone was putting out something. I think this is just a fan cast, though, because sometimes you know how you get fan cast, right?
Yeah.
And someone was saying, oh, you know how Alan Richardson, you seen Reacher?
Yeah.
You know who Alan Richardson is?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, people are saying for him to be, some people are suggesting he should be cast as Batman. However, the best casting for him was probably to be Sabretooth, which would make sense to me. He has the look and aura of Sabretooth. I'm not saying it as in this Wolverine Deadpool film. I'm just saying that, you know, if they were to make the MCU version, if he's still within the right age range, he could be Sabretooth. But then the guy's 45-ish now, so I don't know.
Is he?
When they. Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Well, how do you think he is?
He's 41.
Is he 41?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was born in 1980 for some reason.
Nah. 41.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe I was just because he was with the Smallville cast and they're like 40 something as well.
Yeah. Some older. But yeah, he could probably pull a Sabretooth. More than Batman. Batman doesn't make no sense to me.
Yeah. But the thing is like when they cast a Wolverine, they probably want to cast a Wolverine who can be around for quite some time. So Wolverine probably be late 20s, early 30s. So I don't know if you want to have
but you need someone that young, but they look old because Wolverine looks old.
Well, I think that depends on where you're going, and how if you want to make your X-Men movies and your Wolverine movies independent of one another, well, together, but also have their own thing, you know? Depends on how much you want to milk that X-Men franchise, let me put it that way.
But I don't know. As of recent, after watching X-Men 97, I feel like they shouldn't make any X-Men live-action stuff.
For a while?
Ever, if I'm honest. Like,
well, it's too late. He's already in Captain Marvel, as you know.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Like when you watch X-Men 97, you'll see what I mean. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
maybe it should just not, or wait till they reboot the universes all over again. Like, because, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Bit ambiguous, but at the same time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. I'm fully expecting, by the way, and I don't know if you might got to what I'm going to speculate in a minute if it happens in the episode, but we're seeing Charles Xavier in the credits. He hasn't been removed from the credits.
Yeah.
So I'm fully expecting to put off one of those Xavier, I was dead, but I'm not really dead. I'm actually alive, sort of.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Even though so far they haven't actually really mention any of that like that, but again they have apparently, and they've already like scheduled 2 more seasons after this, so maybe come back in one of them seasons, because I don't think he will come back in this season.
Oh yeah, actually, and another thing about X-Men, by the way, I think they've tried to do a more, I say, racially appropriate cast, but Storm has always been black anyways, right? Jubilee now is actually played by an Asian lady.
Yeah.
Which makes sense to me, but can you even tell the difference between the voice, original voice Jubilee and new voice? Yeah, you know. I'm not saying that in a negative way. I don't think it like if you're born in a country like America, right, and you got an American accent voice, then whether you're white or Mexican or any other race, I don't think that comes through in the voice. Like, no, not that much, anyways, right? It's not as if, for example, Cher's gonna have a Chinese, I want to say a Chinese style accent or like something like that makes it a bit more Asian.
Make it
like,
more noticeable.
She just sounds like an American. I'm not saying, by the way, I mean it's good that they're doing it, but sometimes it doesn't make a difference. I think.
No, that's true.
Sometimes they do it for the publicity, which is fair enough. You know, you don't want to get negative publicity, and some people say any publicity is good publicity, but it's like no, not always the case. You know. So, I'm like, you've watched it and you're saying it doesn't really. Jubilee doesn't sound like Asian, right?
No. It sounds like a normal teenage American girl. Okay. Are you guys, by the way, they've racially diversified the actual voice cast? Or do you think it doesn't? You think it doesn't? It didn't matter then. It doesn't matter now, sort of thing. I can see why then it didn't matter, but now I can see why it does matter. So
okay. That's a good way of putting it. By the way, I'm just saying from a voice perspective. Removing any of that, you know. I want to say it's not controversy and it's not sort of like your public perception sort of thing. It's just like straight up. The voice cast doesn't make it. Doesn't sound any. Does it sound any more Asian than the previous Jubilee voice, which was a white woman? So Okay, that's fair. Yeah. Or if they made Magneto sound Jewish, I'm like, what?
Yeah, but like, how does that make sense? I mean, like,
yeah.
I'll even ask him to explain that one to me, because that doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
yeah.
If anything, he should sound like Eastern European, but you know, all right, sure.
Well, but that's the thing. I think when you get into that complicated area where the accent is not definitive, because, well, hey, we know that M. Bison can have an hereditary Irish accent, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which makes
we don't know how hereditary Magneto's Jewish accent is, the Jewish part of Magneto's accent, nor the European section of Magneto's accent, because he just sounds American.
So It's all stupid. It's made me putting it. It's all stupid.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I interrupted you just for the randomness. Yeah. Sorry, go on. You were signing off.
Oh yeah, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, like Instagram and Twitter, and the links for that can be found in the description down below or in the description bit if you're listening to this on a podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Lots of stuff on that as well. And yes, and I'd like to also thank once again my friends over at All Access Arcades who helped out with last episode, the Wrestlemania one. Just I'll give you guys a plug. And yes, until next time, guys, I'd like to thank you all for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Also, let us know what you're looking forward to in the entertainment stuff we spoke about. Just forgot to put that in there. Until next time, guys, thank you for taking a trip with us around the multiverse. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.